Hi, I'm Sydney Chaffee, and I earned my Master's of Education from Lesley University in 2007. First, I try to talk about and emphasize good planning. So you can know all of the techniques in the world for classroom management, but none of it's going to help you if your lesson plan isn't good. So backwards planning, having it down to details, really knowing what you're doing and why the students are doing it and why it matters and what the goals are, that's your foundation that has to be there. You're teaching kids in a way that fires you up and it's gonna fire them up. You're excited about it, you're showing them that it matters, they're gonna get excited about it too. In my application for Teacher of the Year, they asked me, well, how do you use feedback in your classroom? And I just talked about how every choice that a child makes when they're in my room is feedback. I think a lot of times we take things personally and we think that the child is trying to, get us, or, like oh, I can't believe they're doing that, they're being so disrespectful, but really thinking about this is a child and the child is sending us a message right now and the message probably has nothing to do with us, so let's try to figure out what that message is and then figure out how do we communicate with that child so we can get them where they need to be. There are these terrible sayings about, oh, well, if you can't do, teach, or anyone can, or oh, if you're good at something, just teach it. And it's so ridiculous because it's a profession. People study their entire lives, right? And really great teachers are always learning. They're always figuring out, well, how can I do this better and what can I read? I mean, I have a stack of books right now that came out in the last year that I'm just eating up and trying to figure out, how can I do this better? There's such an urgency to the work and you just want to do it right, but the nature of the work is that there's always more work to do. I think being able to identify the ways in which things aren't going the way we want them to, or this child isn't quite getting what we need them to, and then be solutions-based and be action-oriented and be able to say, okay, and here's what I'm going to try, is really, really important, because if we can't do that, then we're going to get demoralized really quickly because the work is so huge. Find your voice, find your style. And kids know immediately when you're not being yourself, right? They can tell when you're sort of switching into a different version of yourself. So oh, she's serious teacher now, right? But they know immediately when you're trying to just put something on and they're not gonna have it. So find the way that you're gonna put your mark on it and your stamp on it is important.